All right. And we are live. So we are jumping into adding decimals. We're going to look at the standard algorithm for adding decimals. We've looked a little bit at this already, so it should be familiar. And then we're just going to learn how to set up our problem. So I was hoping he'd be in here, but it looks like he took off because our word problem for today has to do with our kings. All right. So we have a few kings that have shown up. That is the king, unicorn king. All right. So let's take a look at the word problem for today. And all right, ready? Excuse me. To restore disorder and reverse the spell that changed the most evil monarch to ever rule, the great unicorn king, the three evil kings of Madeline Landing must unite their resources to end what will forever be referred to as the hangry time. King Kai has offered 11 and 39/100 tons of Snickers bars pillaged from the homes of his unfortunate subjects. King Mateo offered 14 and 27/100 tons of Snicker bars mined from the caves of his kingdom. And King William offered 15 tons of pure Snickers bars from his personal treasury. How many tons of Snickers were the evil kings able to collect to restore the unicorn king to his former evil self? So hopefully you got the reference, right? Everybody's seen the Snicker commercials?
Yeah.
You're not yourself when you're hungry?
Yeah.
So the unicorn king Sinjin used to be evil, but he's so hangry that he's not himself anymore. So in order to restore disorder, the other evil kings have pooled together the Snickers of their country, and they are making their way to reverse this spell, so to speak, and to end what is being referred to, Sinjin, as the hangry times. So let's take a look at there's quite a few numbers there, but let's take a look at those numbers. 46 and 47. All right, so let's see how many Snickers they were able to collect. So King Kai, thank you, King Kai, was able to collect 11 and 39/100 tons. Who else do we have? We have King Mateo was able to collect 14 and 27/100 tons. And we have King William, who has a nice even, round, no decimal number of 15 tons. All right. Let's hope you can see me. I'm going to put the lights on.
Why, Miss Flesh? Why? This utterly.
He's now a very happy unicorn. He should be evil. He's not himself when he's hungry. So the evil kings are restoring disorder to make him evil again. Because right now everything is rainbows and unicorns and... Oh, it's not what he wants. They're trying to restore disorder, Zoe. They're like, you need to be evil again. This is not you. All right. So here are our amounts again. All right. What operation are we going to need to use to find the total amount of Snickers bars that they were able to collect?
Addition.
Addition. Okay, addition. So we're going to have to add all of these totals, but when we're adding, we don't ever want to work horizontally. We want to work vertically.
Vertically.
So what I want to do is I want to write all of these amounts vertically. The very first step before you add is to make sure that you line up your decimals according to their decimal points. So let's take each amount. We have 11 and 3,900. Once I have my first amount, I want to make sure each amount follows immediately with my decimal points. So my next amount, 14 and 2,700.
2,700.
There, and I write all of the digits to the right and left. And then here's where it gets a little tricky. We have 15 tons. There is not a decimal point. If you have a number without a decimal, remember that all whole numbers have an invisible decimal point after it. So I'm going to write my 15, and I'm lining it up by place value, right? The 5 is in the ones place, so it should still go in the ones column. The 1 is in the tens place, so it goes in the tens column. And I'm going to put an invisible decimal point, and I'm going to annex zeros, because when I annex these zeros, it does not change the value of my 15. Now I am ready to add. Now that I have my problem set up, before I do any other steps, I'm going to drop that decimal down. Once I've dropped that decimal down, now I'm just going to add from right to left. 9 plus 7 is?
16. 16.
Carry the 1. 3 plus 1 plus 2?
6.
6.
6.
1 plus 4 plus 5?
10. 10. You put a 0 and carry the 1.
4.
4.
And what was our unit?
Tons.
All right, so how many tons of Snicker bars were the evil kings able to collect? Perhaps one of the evil kings can speak.
40 and
I see King Kai with his hand raised.
Okay.
King
40 and 66 hundredth tons.
Correct. Thank you, King Kai. And King William, do you concur? You do? Concur means you agree.
Yes.
What about, is King Mateo present here? King Mateo,
am.
do you concur with this total?
Yeah, but eating all those Snicker bars, I might have to go to the dentist soon.
Well, you know, you're evil.
Literally.
You don't care about things like that. What about our Unicorn King? Unicorn King.
Yes, I do concur.
All right, so the Unicorn King is ready to be restored to his evil glory.
Yay, evil. I gotta go to the dentist.
Engine.
And 6,600 tons is enough Snickers bar to make you less hangry. All right, so that being said, let's get started on some more practice problems. We're going to be working on page 46 and 47. All right. 46 and 47, and you're going to notice in that first set of problems that all of your numbers are written horizontally. So we're going to have to work on lining up these numbers. If you have a graph notebook, that should be very helpful. You guys all with me? Yeah? All righty.
Yes. Hey, my dad's on a call, so I can't mute. So I'm going to mute it.
Number 1 says 800s plus 4 and 2100s. Fifth graders? No. Fifth graders, I don't care if one value is less than the other. When it comes to my adding, it's not going to matter. I just need to make sure that my decimal points are lined up. So let's write our first value, 8,200s. I like to exaggerate with my decimal point because I don't want that dot to be anywhere mixed up on my page. I want to make sure that it's very clear. 4 and 2100s. Before I even write the 4 and 2100s, I'm going to immediately place my decimal point below my other decimal point. Make sure that I am clear that I'm working with addition. I know that we're working with strictly addition today, but when you start to have mixed problems, you don't want to mix up your operation. All right, and then it was 4 and 2100s. So I'm going to put my 4 before my decimal point and my 2100s afterwards. What's what's my next step before I start to add?
Drop down the decimal point.
Decimal. So 3.
I didn't know anyone would get the reference, but thank you, Sebastian. One person knew that was a Snoop Dogg reference. Okay, drop your decimal down. All right. Right to left. 2 plus 1 is
3.
10.
Put the
Carry the
0 and
one.
the 1 onto yeah. You see.
5.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it's 5.
5.
all right.
Is-
Read my answer.
is-
5 and 3.
5 and
3, 10, hundredths,
Hundreds.
5 and
300.
300.
And 3 people said it in my roomies. What's going on?
Hundreds.
Don't
I said it.
use your decimals. 5 and 300. You should be able to read them very fluently. I know, I got 7 people out of 37. I'm only missing 30 kids. That's fine. Oh,
Yeah.
Crosswell. You're right. All right. Number 2, 9 and 1/10. Exaggerate that decimal point. Plus 7 and 2100. Before I write the 7 and 2100, I'm going to drop my decimal right below.
It looks like one of those like games where you have to get all the dogs and have like a little like.
Yeah, connect 4, right? All right. And 7 and 2100, you may notice that number has 3 digits in it. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to write the numbers that go to the left and right. And I'm going to continue. What should I do so that this problem doesn't look so...
0 to the 9 and 1/10.
What should I
Annex to 0.
Annex to 0.
Annex, yes, add a 0.
All right, what do I put in my answer before I...
Decimal point.
Decimal
And a
point.
decimal.
Miss Velez, I don't really put my decimal point. I add, and then when I get to the decimal point, I add my decimal point.
All right, guys, we're getting a little... All right. Ready? Let's start to add right to left. 0 plus 1 is?
1,
1.
3.
3,
16.
16.
Fluently?
16 and 3100.
This is easy.
I know.
I know it's so easy.
They're insulting my intelligence.
They really... I mean,
Yeah,
you think so?
Yeah, you're all insulting our intelligence.
9.
We all insult them.
No, let's remember. 10 700 plus, and before I even write what I'm adding, I'm going to put my decimal point immediately. And I'm going to put the digits that go to the left and the right of my decimal point. This has 1 extra digit, so what should I put?
0.
0.
And it's a 0. Before I start adding, what should I do?
The
Drop your decimal
Drop
point.
decimal.
The decimal.
Drop the decimal down. All right, let's add right to left. 0 plus 4?
4,
2.
9,
9.
9.
9.
Number for me?
9.
9 and 9400.
Hundreds.
Oh my goodness, 2 people. 9. Where? No, look at number 3. All right. Pretty easy once you get the steps right. It's pretty much the regular addition steps, right? As long as you remember, and this is where the biggest errors come from, as long as you remember to line up your decimal points and annex any necessary zeros. Yes. We're not answering that right now. We're doing math. Yes, Zoe? Oh, I love that. I do want a bigger number. Some of these are like pretty small. Let's take a look at number 11. 45, and they lined it up for you, which just is insulting, but 45 Drop your decimal down. 2
Oh, 9.
and 5 thousandths. We are adding. We don't have any number here, so we're going to and
Zero.
And again, before you start adding, drop your decimal down and add 0 plus 5
5.
5,
plus 0
5.
9.
9,
plus 0
0,
0.
0 5 plus 2
7.
7. I had time to stay there.
Oh my gosh, I'm scared. Okay, order in the court. I'm getting a little scared. Someone said 10 for this one, and then we had an 8 here. What's going on? All right, slow it down. And 4 plus nothing is 4.
4.
All right, so 47 and 95.
Thousands.
Thousands. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Someone said millions.
47 and 90.
Go ahead.
Wait, Miss Celeste, someone said 5 plus 2 is 8.
Yeah, we're getting some funky answers here.
What?
All right, I'm gonna give you probably the hardest question.
These words that destroy the history of math.
Ready? No, I have this one right here. Ready? Take a look at 22. 6 to
Wow.
58 and 2/10
I
plus
can't do
0.
this.
Don't forget to line up your decimal points.
Miss Wells, I can't do this.
I got it. What are you talking about?
Wait,
That question is in the textbook?
Yeah.
I got it.
Graders, I don't
Oh
want
my.
anyone's head exploding.
Got it.
I'm
Although
gonna
I
take a
know the evil
screenshot.
kings would love that. But
This is not
hopefully
confusing.
you wrote this out vertically and put your decimals and lined everything up. Anybody want to take a tackle at this very difficult question?
Yep.
All right, Valentina?
658.2.
Just and 2 tenths. Yeah, guys, it's a
Wow, I can never do
That's a 0.
Miss Celeste,
That was
it
very
was so tough. Like,
No.
Insulting our intelligence.
One more question.
We are
And
much
I'm gonna select number 19. So
I
everyone
forgot to put the extra 0.
writing it at the board. So 17, 49 hundredths. All right, I need one of my Zoomies to tell me if I'm adding a whole number 9, where would I write that 9? Where would I write that 9?
Under the 7.
Maisie.
Under the 7?
All right, Maisie, where would I write that 9?
Under the 7.
Under the 7, which means we're going to put a decimal point and we're going to fill in some zeros. If you really wanted to, you could put a 0 here too. That's just wasting 8. Well, it's a good, I will say that it's a good placeholder because sometimes this depends on how you write in your notebooks. I have seen people who accidentally can't read their handwriting and the 9 looks like it's in this column when it's supposed to be in this column. Has anybody ever done that where their numbers accidentally were added in the wrong column?
yeah.
Everyone's guilty of doing it at least once.
Yeah.
So if you would like to make sure you don't make that very silly mistake, you could put a 0 there because it's not going to change the value. That way, every digit has a number, every place has a number in it. We can add 9 plus 0, 9. 4 plus 0, 4. Whoa. 7 plus 9? 52. No, okay, guys.
16.
Thank you. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1.
2.
All right, guys.
2.
36 and 49.
Let's read this number. 26.
36 and 49 hundredths.
100.
All right, so computers. Are there any questions about how to set up your numbers and add decimals? Yes, Lucy? Oh, it's gorgeous. Very beautiful. I love seeing beautiful notes. I love seeing it. Any questions from my Zoomies? Clarissa?
Well, I don't have a question, just a way to help me like put the decimals.
Yeah.
Is I put a box around them so that like and then I put an arrow underneath so I know that I have to drop my decimal down first.
I love that. That's a great idea. You know what else is super fun to use if you have one at home, which hopefully you all got in your supplies? Highlighters. I feel like highlighters are really great ways because it's blinding right in your face and you're like, yes, don't forget that decimal point. But you could also get a little snoop in there and just start singing, drop your decimal down, okay? And don't forget it because your whole answer will be wrong without that decimal point. Yes, Zoe, you have a question? Oh my gosh. Don't think about it. You guys, you did such a great job. If there are no questions, then you are good to go.